it as well to make sure that it's going live. It's almost there. As well to make sure that it's going live. It's almost there. All right, we are now live on YouTube. I'm going to share the YouTube link with the class right now. As well to make sure that it's going live. It's almost there. All right, we are now live on YouTube. I'm going to share the YouTube link with the class right now. As well to make sure that it's going live. It's almost there. All right, we are now live on YouTube. I'm going to share the YouTube link with the class right now. On YouTube, I'm going to share the YouTube link. Okay, so I think the technical stuff. Awesome. Okay, so that is all sorted. We are live on YouTube. If you happen to be dropped off this one, you must check in the classroom group, and you are also live on YouTube. Welcome to day 7 of learning the basics of cryptocurrencies in 7 days. It's been quite a week. I've enjoyed this week. I'm looking a bit too bright. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. So it's been a wonderful week. I've enjoyed being in this session with you guys. And because we have been together for the whole week and only via WhatsApp, I'm going to ask just for a second, okay? If you can just put your video on and say hi to everyone in the classroom, and then we are gonna get started. Who who is brave enough to briefly put their video on and say hello to everyone, and then you can switch your video off after that? Anyone? Or is it just me who's gonna have their video on? Trevor was the first one to be brave enough to say, I'm gonna do it. And there's Lebogang as well. Welcome, Lebogang. Christine, welcome. I see you. I see Nomvula. Welcome, Sis Nomvula. I see Esther. Welcome, Esther. Who else is brave enough to put their video on? Oh, there's Joyce. Welcome, Joyce. And who else? Fako is lying down there, relaxing. We see you. Welcome. Welcome. Cindy Siwe, welcome. Sisi, I see you, ma. Welcome. And thank you so much for actually being. Okay, we've got some people also on. Okay, I'm going to mute everyone now. So what I'm going to do, not that I want to be funny, I'm going to mute everyone. Please do not unmute yourself unless you want to ask me something. If we keep getting the interruptions, I'm going to mute everyone and people will not be able to unmute themselves, but you can speak to me via the chats. Then we've got some people also, I'm looking on my side, looking on my phone. We've got people on YouTube as well. So welcome to everyone on YouTube. Because I can't see you, I'm gonna ask you just to put your name on the chat so that we can see who you are and acknowledge you as well. So everyone in here, welcome. So I have had fun. I hope you have had fun. So let's go on and finish this thing off with a bang. So I've put together a presentation for you, which I hope you are going to enjoy. Let me just bring it up. Let me just bring it up. There we go. Okay, so this is it. Oh, someone is talking to me on the chat. Also, note, every time I wanted to say your name, I always thought, am I saying it correctly? Also, note, I hope I'm saying it correct. If I'm not saying it correctly, you can unmute yourself and say, hi, Megs, that's not how you say my name, you know. YouTube, people on YouTube, you are more than welcome. Please, I encourage you to tell us who you are and just put your name in the chat. That's what I can see who you are. Welcome, Rake, welcome, welcome, welcome. So what I've done then, for just to sum everything up, remember when we started, I said I'm going to be giving bite sizes of information every single day until we get to the big day and say, oh, this is how this whole thing hangs together. So we've done that, bite sizes of information every single day. So I'm going to start by summarizing what we did during the week, right? And then we'll move on to how we close it all up so that you are ready to say, okay, I want to do this, or I don't think this is for me, right? So that is how this is going to work today. So when we started, we spoke about the evolution of money, the story of money. That was really trying to get you to understand that Bitcoin, because everybody comes in here saying, I want to know about Bitcoin, I want to make money with Bitcoin. Ideally, that's what we want to do. Absolutely, that's what we want to do. But I wanted people to understand that Bitcoin is money. So I always say you can't start a Bitcoin conversation without talking about money, without talking about the story of money. It's a beautiful story. I love telling the story of money, right? Maybe because I like money. I love telling the story of money. So we spoke about that, the evolution of money, where money comes from, just for you to appreciate that Bitcoin is money, that Bitcoin is the new money, for you to appreciate that you are existing in an era where new money is being introduced. We've missed all the others, some of us, but now you are in that space and you are excited about it. You want to learn about it. Believe it or not, it may be 12 years, almost 13 years since Bitcoin was started, but we are still the pioneers because this is here for keeps. So in any civilization, so money, what money is a means of exchange. The one biggest function of money is for it to allow exchange between parties, right? Allows the exchange of, it's a medium of exchange. That's why we call it a medium of exchange. So you need to appreciate that there's always been a need for people to trade, to exchange things, because you don't always have everything that you need. The reason we go to the shops, oops, sorry about that. The reason we go to the shops, it's because we want to get something we don't have. We get there, we exchange that something for money. But that money has not always existed. So in any civilization, we had what we call the barter system. In the barter system, there was still exchanging, but it had to be in close proximity. People had to be next to each other to facilitate the transaction. They had to communicate with each other in person without the middleman. That is what the barter system was, right? So I use an example. We've got Vusi and we've got Brightness, right? Vusi is a farmer, he's got cows. Brightness is a farmer, she's got maize. At some point, Brightness says, Mina, I am done. I cannot be eating this pap every single day. Can I please have some beef? And she moves over, she goes to Vusi's farm and says, hey, bra Vusi, can I have some maize? I mean, some meat. And Vusi says, yo, Brightness, as if you knew, I have just had it with meat only. I need a bit of starch. The two get into a negotiation. They discuss what value does Vusi place on Brightness's maize? What value does Brightness put on, oops, let me just silence my phone, sorry about that. What value does Brightness put on Vusi's cows, So the two negotiate, eventually they agree. Vusi says, okay, I'll give you 10 kgs of cow, I'm giving 10 kgs of cows, 10 kg of maize, and I'll give you a cow. They agree, they exchange. That was as easy as that. Well, maybe the negotiations sometimes will take long, but hey, the agreement is between the two parties, no middlemen, and the exchange happens. No money. It was beautiful. And things change, the way people do things, people become specializing in things, and then we get Ntombenja. I love that name, Ntombenja. So Ntombenja comes and she's a shoemaker, right? And then she comes and she says, she goes to Brightness and says, oh, Brightness, please, can I have some maize? Brightness says, sure, sis, you came in at the time when I wanted shoes. It's getting cold, I've got cracked heels. So there's always a need, and they discuss and negotiate, and the exchange happens. Maybe Ntombenja says, oh, Mama Ntombenja, now I see her, Mama. Okay, Mama Ntombenja says, okay, Brightness, I'll give you a pair of shoes, give me 50 kgs of maize. They agree, the exchange happens. Mama Ntombenja comes back now. 2 weeks later, she's eaten her maize. She comes back and says, Brightness, can I have some maize again? Brightness says, Mama, Mina, I'm sorted. Those shoes that you gave me, they are still good. Does that mean that Mama Ntombenja now must go without food? No, the system had to change to allow for this new form of trading. That's when tokens, where things were introduced by the community to represent something that is valuable for the community to use as a medium of exchange. Salt was used in some instances. East Africa used cowrie shells. In prisons, I don't know, I hear they use cigarette as a currency. Why? Because the community decided that that thing is precious to us. That thing is so scarce, we can use it to trade. So in East Africa, they've got cowrie shells, right? Everybody agrees. Let's say Mama Ntombenja and Brightness were in East Africa. What would happen in this case, where Mama Ntombenja goes back to Brightness and says to her, Brightness, can I have some maize? And Brightness says, I don't need shoes. Because the barter system is dependent on there being a coincidence of wants. A coincidence of wants, meaning that when one party must want something from the other party at the same time that party wants something from them. So now in that instance where Brightness did not need shoes anymore, the system broke down. So cowrie shells if they were using cowrie shells then, Brightness would have simply said, Mama, give me 10 cowrie shells or 20 cowrie shells or whatever it is, and I'll give you maize. Now that is getting closer to money as we know it, isn't it? Some sort of a token. But the community is agreeing on what works for that community. Maybe in your community, there's something that you value that you could use to exchange. When my son was in boarding school, chicken was a currency because they never got chicken a lot. But when you got home, it doesn't work. You can't buy someone off with chicken. So now, what happened was that worked at that time for that situation. Now imagine the Indians are coming into Africa, they want to exchange with their spices, it's the great trek, they're doing their thing, and they land in East Africa and say, oh, we've got some spices, and we say, whoa, we've got some cowrie shells we can give you for your spices, and they say, hold on, what are you talking about? We can't take that thing back to India, it doesn't make sense. It's not worth anything. Then there was a reason for money, for the means of exchange to evolve again, to change, to go into a different level. So at that time, we saw things like gold, commodity-based money, gold introduced as money, silver introduced as money. What I want you to appreciate is that things were changing because something had to be fixed. It was changing to optimize the way people are exchanging value. So gold worked, silver worked. It was something that had to be valuable and scarce, but eventually gold does not work anymore. It is cumbersome to be carrying gold bars, isn't it? Or gold coins. Doesn't work. Transportability is now a problem. One of the properties of money is that it must be transportable. Transportability, it must be easy to move from one point to the next. So gold did not work. So we saw the evolution of that as well. The banks coming in saying, bring your gold to us, we'll give you a piece of paper representing, saying that if Lucia comes with this piece of paper and says, Maggie gave me this piece of paper, they know that Maggie has brought so much gold. We gave her a piece of paper to say, Maggie, this represents your gold. You can give it to anybody. And when they bring it in, we'll give them the gold. So when Lucia brings this to the bank, they're trusting it's guaranteed that she will get the gold. That was the introduction of paper money. And that came around with the Chinese. And the Americans said, what? What is this paper money thing? We don't buy this. But today, do you know any country that does not have paper money? No, but early adoption is always a problem. That's why people are still struggling with cryptocurrency. When something is new, it's always a problem trying to adjust to this thing, isn't it? But this paper money came around, and what we saw was in the 70s. Again, now, like I said, it was backed by gold. You had to bring your gold in and they give you the piece of paper, right? Now, as time went on, in the 70s, gold was dropped as a standard. Our money, as we know today, is actually backed by nothing. Zero, nothing. So those who have comfort saying our money is backed by the economy, that is your worst nightmare. That is why cryptocurrency came into being. So that new money, the minute gold was dropped as a standard, each and every country now had their own money. Now that was called fiat currencies. You've got the Zambian kwacha, South African rand, Botswana pula, Eswatini kana ke eng, emalangeni, Lesotho maludi, Namibian dollar, US dollar, British pound, Japanese yen, you've got all those fiat currencies now. They are all governed by their government. And now it's also represented in different forms, electronically. Now our money, most of the time, is represented electronically, also moving more towards being digital. How many of you actually have paper notes in your wallets or coins? You most likely have a card. But that ATM card that you've got, even when it was introduced, there was resistance. I know my mom didn't want this card, didn't trust it. But now when you go to any shop and say to them, do you accept cards? You don't even ask anymore. You don't expect them to say they don't accept cards. If they say they don't accept cards, you're thinking, how are you doing business? I mean, even street vendors now take cards. We have moved, but it wasn't always like that, isn't it? So now we've got fiat currency. Let's tell you about the problems with fiat currency. This is why cryptocurrency was born. It is the next form of money. What we are seeing is that every 50 years, the new form of money comes in, approximately. It's been shown that new money comes along. Now we are at that time in the 70s. We had fiat currency. Now we've got cryptocurrency. See, so now we must appreciate why it was necessary for cryptocurrency to be born. Let's use an example. When I said to you, having your money in fiat currency and you saying, my money is backed by the government, is actually your worst nightmare. Let me tell you why, right? Let's take an example. Let's not go far from home. I'm in South Africa, right? And our neighboring country is Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwean currency used to be the Zim dollar. Used to be. The Zim dollar does not exist anymore. What happened to the Zim dollar? Can the currency disappear? It has. Why? Because of the political unrest, because it was unjust, there was an economic meltdown, there were sanctions against Zim, nobody wanted to do business with Zim, and the currency got devalued. It went into hyperinflation, a lot of money was printed by the government, eventually the currency was worth nothing. Now imagine this. Imagine, Stella, you were in Zimbabwe. Imagine that you were a multimillionaire in Zimbabwe. Imagine you had 6 million Zim dollars. When you come to South Africa, that would have been 2 million rands. At that time, when I got clever to exchange rates, the rate between the Zim dollar and the rand was 1 to 3. So $6 million would have given you, I just need to mute everyone again. So $6 million Zim dollars would have given me 2 million rands, right? So you would have been a multi-millionaire in your own right. Now, when the Zim dollar was devalued and you had all your millions in the bank, do you think the government came and said, oh, but Stella, you had 6 million Zim dollars. Now the Zim dollar does not exist. Now we're going to give you the equivalents in US dollars. No, suddenly you were poor. Your money was worth nothing. That is the problem with fiat currency. Another big issue with fiat currency is that because governments make their decisions and decide what to do, we find that they start printing money and they go into inflation. Inflation is the biggest thing that is eating into our pockets, that is stopping us from being able to create the wealth that you want to create. Inflation. Because as much as you are saying you are saving, the prices keep going higher and higher. What are you going to do? The cost of living keeps going higher, right? You've seen that. You've seen it recently. You used to push your trolley there with 2,000 rands. Now you are carrying a basket with 2,000 rands. That is inflation. So in 2008, there was a global economic meltdown, financial crisis. The markets crashed. A lot of people lost money. And at that time, the question was, can we not have money that will serve us, that is not dependent on any government and any decisions that they make? And then the idea came that there can be money that is called maths-based money, cryptocurrency. Everything about this cryptocurrency is predetermined, it is coded, it is run on cryptography, which is mathematics. It is encrypted, it uses hashing, and they said, we can trust maths. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 will always be 4. We can trust maths. Let's build a system, a payment system, a monetary system based on mathematics. We will give it the rules, and those rules are going to be locked into a technology called blockchain, and they cannot be changed. That's how Bitcoin was born. To say we cannot have our money and our efforts to create wealth being diminished because of political unrest and decisions made by politicians. We're going to control this. So the blockchain was designed to be a general ledger to keep track of the flow of the money, and no single entity controls it, but volunteers like you and me. Mamanto Mbencha, you can be a volunteer. Lucia, you can be a volunteer. Ntotomuzi, you can be a volunteer and say, I want to be part of this blockchain. And how do you become part of it? You buy a mining machine and you connect to the blockchain. You use your electricity, you use your data, and you become part of the community that confirms and verifies transactions, and you are going to be rewarded for that. How are you rewarded? You are rewarded with newly created coins, and that's what mining is all about. So you want to accumulate that coins, and that is what the blockchain is. So cryptocurrency, Bitcoin was the first one. It is a global currency not owned by any government. You go anywhere, it is Bitcoin. It has leveled the playing field. You know, at the moment, you leave South Africa, you go to the US, with your 15 rand, they give you $1, right? When they come with their $1, we give them 15 rands. But guess what? With Bitcoin, you live here with one Bitcoin, you get to the US, you've got one Bitcoin. The playing field has been leveled. It is deflationary. Contrary to what we are seeing with our currency, fiat currency, losing value over time. With Bitcoin, we are seeing it appreciating in value over time. Over time. So what I mean is that if you were keeping your money in Bitcoin as Trevor, now Trevor says, I'm going to be a super dad. I'm going to be a dad that is going to be the envy of our suburb, right? Now Trevor says, oh, Trevor's driving around Johannesburg, goes to the northern suburbs, gets to Waterfall and sees a beautiful apartment and says, whoa, I've got a daughter and she's only 10. When she's 21, I wanted to own an apartment in Waterfall, bought by daddy. And Trevor says, oh, they say the apartment is 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, whatever, dining lounge. Trevor loves it and says, oh, I can just see my baby girl in this one. So I'm going to put, and they say it's 1.5 million. And he says, I'm going to put away 1.5 million and I'm going to give this to my daughter when she turns 21. And I'm going to say, baby girl, here's your key. And the key will be 1.5 million for her to go and buy the apartment in Waterfall Estate. Trevor is excited. Puts the money aside. 11 years later, baby girl turns 21. Trevor comes with 1.5 million, says, baby, maybe, let's say it got some interest, ne? Let's say it's now 1.7 million. Now Trevor says, oh, baby, daddy has been saving this for you. Here, my baby, you take this 1.7 million, go to Waterfall Estate, go get your apartment, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, dining. And baby girl looks at dad and says, dad, really? Really, Papa? 1.7 million, 3 bedrooms. How, Papa, I need 5 million for that. So you see, your efforts when you were saving your money in fiat currency are not realized because of what? Inflation. The cost of living just kept going higher and higher and higher. But with Bitcoin, I'm going to show you a beautiful slide next, and you'll see how early adopters of Bitcoin became multimillionaires. So then we went on to say that Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency, but it opened doors to many other cryptocurrencies. And every cryptocurrency that is not Bitcoin is called an altcoin, alternative coin. There are many out there. There's like more than 18,000. Where are you going to start, my friend? And you're thinking, Maggie, I thought I was confused. Now you're telling me about 18 million. What am I going to do with this 18 million, right? So then we said, let's give you the tools. Let's give you an idea of how to start approaching this, how to start looking at these things. So we looked at 2 cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Vault, and Electric Cash. I chose those because I'm personally involved in these and I followed them from when they started and where they are now, right? So now, and it just became easier for me to talk about them. There's millions. I could have chosen anyone. So you are going to try and apply the same principles. The idea is for you to do your fundamental analysis. A lot of people have lost money in this space. You can't try to understand all 18,000 cryptocurrencies. What are you going to, you can't. So somebody's going to come to you and say to you, oh, Max, have you heard about Ethereum? You're thinking, oh, okay, let me try out Ethereum. What is it all about? So you want to know, what must I look out for me to make a decision whether to go with Ethereum or not? Someone says, oh, now there's Shiba. Oh, Shibcoin. I want a Shib. what is it all about? Oh, there's Dogecoin, oh, there's Litecoin, there's Ripple. What are you gonna do? So I said, let me just show you two and how I unravel it and try and apply the same, right? The first thing that you would know, let's just show the two. The first thing that you would know is that every cryptocurrency, we refer to them sometimes as projects. It's a project that somebody said, oh, you know what? I see this problem. I can get a blockchain-based solution for this and attach to it a token or a coin. And they document that in a white paper. This is the problem. This is the solution. There's the technical document of how they are going to solve this problem, how the coins are going to be issued, how the ecosystem is going to work, how all that information is going to be in this white paper, right? What blockchain technology consensus system is going to work, because remember, blockchain is all about recording transactions, and there must be consensus in the system in the recording and the management of those transactions. So all those will be documented in the white paper. So project, white paper. When I said project, immediately it says to you, there is somebody behind this project. By the way, with Bitcoin, it was Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. There are people who have claimed to be Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't even know if it's one person or a group of people that came up with the white paper for Bitcoin. Right. So now comes, oh, by the way, one thing that is massive about Bitcoin, I'll cover it in the next slide. So now comes any other cryptocurrency. It's a project by an individual. So you want to understand who is the person behind the project. What are they about? Are they credible in the space they are playing in? Have they got a track record? Have they put together a competent team? Remember, cryptocurrency, because it's digital money, it's internet-based money, it has to be coded. It's computer programs. I'm an IT consultant, by the way. I'm a computer programmer by profession. So you go to the ATM, you put in your card. We have written the programs to say once it reads that data from the card, it takes that information, goes to our database, goes to our servers, and looks up for your record, brings it up. I worked for banks for a long time writing those programs. So there are programs. So somebody can't just show you a white paper. You need to know, where is the program? Where's the code written? Who is writing the code? And writing code is it's a life cycle. It first comes on analysis, it comes on writing the functional spec, you go to the technical spec, you get to coding, extensive testing, testing again, and retesting. So it's a whole process. You must understand, is there such a team doing all that? There must be a competent team doing that. Anybody can give you a white paper. It's just nothing, it's a piece of paper. A website, they'll show you, this is a website. Here is the price of our coin. I can code that. I can go and code a website and say there is the price of the price, but it does not mean that it exists. So I said, look out for, is there an exchange platform? That is the most important thing, where I can exchange this cryptocurrency and change it back to my own money. If you cannot change it back to rand, to Namibian dollar, to Botswana pula, to Emalangeni, what are you going to be doing with this Bitcoin or this Bitcoin vault or this electric cash? What are you going to be doing with it if nobody in your country accepts it as payment and you keep saying, I've got 20 Bitcoins? You need to be able to change it back to your own currency, right? That's very important. So let's look at Bitcoin Vault and electric cash then. So what is the story behind Bitcoin Vault? The guy behind Bitcoin Vault and electric cash, both of them, is Eyal Avramovich. In 2009, he launched Bitcoin Vault. Last year, he launched electric cash. So the need for Bitcoin Vault, is there a need for this solution? What is the problem? He says the problem is that Bitcoin, which was designed to be a transactional coin, and for, what do you call this, a payment system. One thing about it, and people are now using it as a store of value. He said, one thing about this Bitcoin is that, and not just Bitcoin, by the way, every cryptocurrency, as long as it's based on the blockchain technology, transactions on there, once committed, they cannot be removed. That is why the blockchain technology is considered one of the safest technologies that governments, even financial institutions, want to be implementing in their different solutions. So once a transaction is committed on there, it cannot be changed. So Eyal says, We could bring big players into the crypto space. We could bring institutional investors coming in big to invest for their investors, for their clients on this blockchain, on this Bitcoin, only if they have that comfort of security. If they were able to reverse the transactions, for example, if they could check on each other, for example, we could have a powerful cryptocurrency. So he went on and said, I'm going to design a cryptocurrency. I'm going to call it Bitcoin Vault. It will give people a sense of security as they store their money on it. It will be a great store of value. And he said, I'm going to give it 3 keys. One key is just to give you access to your funds, like all the other cryptocurrencies. The other key will enable people to cancel transactions. And someone says, how do you cancel a transaction now? Because Bitcoin transactions are immutable, they cannot be changed. His solution, somebody one day may come up with a better solution, but the only solution we have now in the crypto space to reverse a transaction is with Bitcoin Vault. He says, we are going to delay the commitment of the transactions onto the blockchain by 24 hours. Delay it. By the time it commits, you've got 24 hours to check out that something is wrong. If you find that something is wrong, you can cancel the transaction and reverse it. That's a winner. That is a winner. And then somebody says, 24 hours, but Bitcoin transactions are 10 minutes. And we've always said, if I send money to the US, to the UK, to my sister-in-law, before I finish this session, she would have received her money. Now she must wait 24 hours. No. EL thought about that as well. That's what the third key comes in. The third key says, if you want a quick transaction, you can invoke the third key. So you've got flexibility between ultra secure and ultra fast. If you were going and you were buying, what can you buy? Coffee, right? Do you want ultra secure or ultra fast? You want ultra fast. You're buying a house, ultra secure or ultra fast? Ultra secure, because if I'm going to be passing millions, I want to be sure that if I make a mistake, I can withdraw that. So that is now looking at the fundamental analysis and the story behind Bitcoin Vault. Now you ask yourself, why should I put my money in this Bitcoin Vault? I heard this story. But do I think, as Maggie, there is value in this? Is this a solution that in the future will do so well? If I think so, then I'm going to start putting my money in it, because I know I'm going to put my money in it and I'm going to hold these coins over time, because I believe in this solution. I think the adoption will go up. And when that adoption goes up, I'm going to make money. That is how we make money in cryptocurrencies. So when I, as Maggie, look at Bitcoin Vault as an IT consultant, as a programmer, I look at it and I'm thinking, wow, I see now Bitcoin Vault has introduced something called wrapped Bitcoin Vault, which is based on the Binance Smart Chain, which is now moving into smart contracts, which is now moving into the decentralized finance space where crypto is moving. And I'm thinking they are onto something big. If we can start building decentralized apps using wrapped Bitcoin Vault, I don't know how it's going to work yet, but I'm just thinking, right? And I'm thinking, now imagine this. I want you to imagine this. Imagine you are sitting in this meeting, right? You are sitting in this meeting as Asta, and as you're sitting there, you see a message coming through onto your phone. 50,000 rands just left your account. And you're thinking, oh, I didn't do that. You frantically get your phone, you start phoning your bank to say something is wrong, because tomorrow morning, on Monday morning, you were expecting to put in a deposit for a car. So now you're thinking, you're frantically calling your bank saying, the transaction that went through, my 50,000 rands just left my account. It's not me. You phone your bank. Eventually, maybe you get a machine or somebody who says, okay, we are just going to block any further transactions. We will investigate this tomorrow morning. And you're thinking, okay, relieved that no money will come out, but you don't have any anyway. But then tomorrow morning, you wake up first thing in the morning, you phone your bank and say, my money, it's gone. So, oh yes, Asta, we see that. Oh yes, it wasn't you. Okay, sorry, we've passed this thing off to our fraud department, and we'll get back to you. Guess what the fraud department is trying to do? It's trying to figure out if you did not, you were not negligent with your passwords and your PIN and all that. And then this investigation takes on forever and ever and ever. You may get your money, you might not get your money, right? But then I say, imagine if technology had moved that fast and they had built their technology based on wrapped Bitcoin vault, right? Bitcoin vault, which allows for a reversal of transactions. And my bank was smart enough and was ahead of technology, and they'd use the Bitcoin vault technology. Imagine that. Now imagine the same story. Asta is sitting in here, but now her bank app is linked to the technology built on decentralized app based on Bitcoin vault, wrapped Bitcoin vault. Now imagine that. Imagine now money comes through. She gets a message. 50,000 rands is out. Now, because she's got the key to cancel the transaction, she simply goes in and says, cancel. And immediately, money back is in her account. Wouldn't that be something? So when I think about Bitcoin vault, I get excited like that. And then I think EL is onto something. You know, sometimes when something is new, people don't realize the value of it. People look down on it, don't appreciate it. And then when the clever ones who are looking out for things, grab onto this one and they run with it, a couple of years later, everyone says, oh, why didn't we know about Bitcoin vault? But it was always there. You just did not appreciate it at that time because it was still in its infancy. But pioneers see things in their infancy and they jump in. So you start thinking like that. Electric cash, also by EL, the solution on there was to create a transactional coins that will allow for fast transactions and cheap transactions. And cheap transactions to the point that they could be free based on their incentivized staking program. And I told you that staking is when you decide to hold your coins for a certain period and not use them, and you are incentivized to do that. Banks do it with us in South Africa. There are 32-day notice accounts. There are fixed deposit accounts where you must give them notice to say, I'm only going to get my funds at this time. With that, you give the bank a sense of security and stability. They know that we can use Maggie's money. We've got Vusi there who wants to loan 1,000 rands. Maggie has fixed 50,000 rands. We are going to use Maggie's 50,000 rands to 50 people who want 1,000 rands, and we will charge them interest. That's what banks do. So they like it when we fix our money for a period and they give us preferential rates to encourage us to do that. Now, in the crypto space, staking is a similar process, but when they say you must stake your coin, what they are after is that when you stake your coins, you take out the number of coins out of circulation. When you do that, you are making the pie smaller. When you make the pie smaller and more people want this pie, there becomes less supply and more demand, and that drives the value up. So you are incentivized to stake. So they incentivize you by giving you extra coins, by giving you, most of the time. So electric cash, they give you extra coins, they give you governing rights, and they give you electric gas. And the electric gas is what powers your transactions. Okay, so hopefully when you start getting your cryptocurrencies, people come in to suggest different cryptos, you'll start saying, okay, now, should I or should I not? I want you to start owning the decisions that you make about your money in the crypto space. Take your time. Sometimes we get FOMO, ne? Everybody is buying this coin. I must go. It's going so high. I saw a very interesting article today. I loved it because it said, there's been a crash in the Bitcoin market. It's gone down 50%, Bitcoin and Ethereum. The crypto market has crashed, right? And somebody said, in the crypto market, when the crypto market is going up, then you get smart people. They call different people, they call them paper people. And maybe I should just read this to you. It's just so amazing. It captures that there are people who appreciate, let me just find it. It is, and you need to, it's here. You need to be smart enough not to fall for this. They call people, there's people, they're saying that there's people that are called, they are known as paper or lettuce hands, okay? And their behavior, right, is that when I'll tell you now, the newcomers, right? Like it says when older coins shares decrease, like your Bitcoin, when the shares decreases, it means that the long-term holders, the ones who've been holding on to their Bitcoin, are now selling because they've made money. They are selling to the newcomers. So the price has gone up. The ones who are coming are saying, oh, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. They start buying. And the old ones are selling to these new ones who are coming. Remember, when you're buying, somebody is selling. So those who have been buying and holding for a while have made their profit, are selling to the newcomers. Then it says, when it increases, when the price is going up, it means that the long-time holders are buying from the, because now what happens is you see the price drop, it goes up, and then the ones that had a lot of coins start selling to you. And when they sell, the price drops. When it drops, the new guys panic and they start selling, and the old guys start buying from them again, because now they're buying cheaper again. You know, so don't be there, don't be lost in that. I'll explain it better here. Watch here. Because this is how people became multimillionaires in Bitcoin. And once you understand this, you are going to appreciate that you must rest. You must take things slow. Appreciate what is happening in the market. In 2010, one Bitcoin was R1.40, 2010, which means for 140 rands, you could get yourself 100 Bitcoins. BTC stands for Bitcoin, for 140 rands. Now, let's get to, you see now, in South Africa at that time, we were buying vuvuzelas, macarapas, we were celebrating because we were hosting the World Cup. Somebody knew that there was something called Bitcoin and it's R1.40, and they got 140 rands and they got 100. Watch what happened. 10, 11, 12, 3 years later, one Bitcoin is now R1.95. So when one Bitcoin is R1.95, 100 Bitcoins are 19,500 rands. You only spent R1.40, my friend. Now look at this, 2013, one Bitcoin is now 9,000 rands. When one Bitcoin is 9,000 rands and you've got 100 Bitcoins, it means you have 900,000 rands and you only spent R1.40. Pioneers. Those who did not doubt, who did not overthink, who said, this thing is worth nothing, why should I? They now have 900,000 in 1, 2, 3, 4 years from R1.40. Now look what happens in 2014. The price drops almost half, boom, off. So which means this 100 Bitcoins at that time were now worth 490,000 rands. Almost half of it. Look what happens. Let's fast forward to 2017. I remember this year because that's the year I got introduced to Bitcoin. I was introduced to Bitcoin in 2017 in October. At that time, one Bitcoin was 67,000 rands. A few months later, it's now 300,000 rands. Now look at this. If you still had 100 coins and one Bitcoin is 300,000 rands, it means you've got 30 million rands from R1.40. Now, a lot of people did not know about Bitcoin when it was R1.40, but a lot of people started knowing about it here, 2014, 2015. I remember when I got into this space, the people I got introduced to who were heavily into Bitcoin from earlier on were so excited. They were saying, this is a year of title deeds. Do you know what they were doing? They were selling their Bitcoin to who? To newcomers who were still excited, saying, oh, Bitcoin is going up, Bitcoin is going up. They were selling it's a year of title deeds, which means they were selling their coins, Bitcoin, getting rands in millions and buying property, cash. Because they were suddenly now multimillionaires. Now look at what happens. 2018, the price drops. Actually, it went as low as 48,000 rands from 300,000 rands in a few months. What happened? The price of Bitcoin and any other cryptocurrency and any other market for that matter is driven by supply and demand. And whenever you've got more sellers than you do have buyers, the price drops. When you've got more sellers than buyers, the price drops. Imagine this. If you've been to Mpumalanga or to Limpopo and you're driving there and you see those who are selling mangoes in those pots for plants, they've got mangoes, and you see a lot of them selling mangoes, maybe one there, one here, one selling mangoes, and you stop, right? And you stop by the first lady and you say, Mama, how much is that thing of mangoes, that pot of mangoes? And they say to you, oh, Mtanami, it's 50 rands. And you say, hey, Mama, let me go and try Mama next door. Hi, no, don't worry, I'll give it to you for 40 rands. I said, hi, Mama, no, it's too much. I think, no, don't worry, Mama, I'll go to Mama Loyana. I think I saw a sign that says 10 rands there. Mama's gonna say, okay, my child, take it for 10 rands. Do you see what happened there? There were a lot of sellers and one buyer, Maggie. So the price drops when there's a lot of sellers than there are buyers. And that's what happened. A year of title deeds. The whales, we call them whales. People who have a lot of cryptocurrency, we call them whales. The whales start selling and the price drops. It is the natural thing of the market. Now you get all the newcomers. You got all Trevor, Mamantombencha, Lucia saying, yo, I put in 5,000 rands. Now I am seeing it's 2,000 rands. Let me take my money before it gets to zero. They put in 5,000. They see it's 20. They're saying, yo, before it gets to zero. They told me that this thing was a scam. They told me that Bitcoin is a bubble. I see it. Let me take my money out. And they sell at a loss. And then they come back and say, woo, Bitcoin ate my money. Bitcoin is a scam. No, you made a wrong decision. You don't sell at a loss. You see here, those who appreciated the market and understood and had seen it move from 9,000 to 4,900 and had seen it move all the way to 300,000, held on. And 1, 2, 3 years later, Bitcoin went up again. So if you were Vusi and you had said, you know what, it's going up again. Umegi said in 2 months, because what I did, I had a few Bitcoin by then. I spent about 100,000 in October. I started in October. I started buying Satoshis. My aim was to have a full Bitcoin. I had a full Bitcoin by the end of November. And I said, yes, I'm going to hold on to this Bitcoin. It's going to make me a multimillionaire. And beginning the 6th or 7th of December, one Bitcoin went up to 200,000. And I said, hey, Maggie, do not tempt fate. And I said, take half your money. And I sold half a Bitcoin, right? So if you were like me, then you're thinking, I should have held on to my Bitcoin. But now look at this. Here is those who held on. Now, Vusi said, yo, I'm not going to hold on to this. And he sold at a loss. Somebody said, yo, I'm going to buy this. And they held on to it. And 3 years later, so if Vusi had said, hey, Umegi said she had made doubled her money in a couple of weeks. Yazin, I've got this 10,000. It's for kids' school fees. It's for school fees. Let me just put this money in, and then if maybe doubled it, maybe it will be 20,000 by the time I have to pay school fees. And he comes here. Year of title deeds, people sell, the price drops. He becomes one of those panic sellers. Says, yo, my school fees, the money's gone, and starts selling. But then so you don't do that. You don't use money that you know you are going to need for something else. But if I was that person that says, you know what, every month I'm going to put 2,000 rands into cryptocurrency, and I'd been doing that, and when it comes to there, suddenly my money has grown so much more. But it took time. So when we are saying the price of Bitcoin is appreciating in value over time, we are not saying it's always going up in a straight line. But over time, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years, it went from 1 rand 40 to 350. That is growth over time. But if you take 10 rand in 2010, what you could buy for 10 rand in 2010 and what you can buy for 10 rand today, you buy much less. Maybe in 2010, you could still get a loaf of bread for 10 rand. Today, that 10 rand will not give you a loaf of bread because it's lost value. But with Bitcoin, it's appreciating in value over time. But in between that, it keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down. And nobody knows. That's the thing. Nobody knows when it's going to go up and when it's going to go down. So why I'm telling you that, people promise you, they guarantee you that we are going to invest your money in Bitcoin and guaranteed you are going to make so much money. How do they guarantee in a market that is not predictable? Ask yourself that. How are they going to guarantee these returns? Now look what Bitcoin does. Between 2020 and 2021, it shot all the way up to over 1 million rands for one Bitcoin. Ooh. People made money, people lost money, right? The ones who lost money are the ones who bought here. And then when they started seeing it dropping, they said, ah. And guess what? Today, as we are talking, it has gone down 50% again. It could still go down further. Let me see. How much is it at now? I'm going to check on Luno. At the moment, one Bitcoin is sitting at, it's gone down slightly. It's on 547,700. It's gone down. You see, it's already gone down by 10,000 rands. And I did this slice today. It's already got, let me just see how much it's done today. So today, it was as low as 531,000. And then it went up to as high as 564,000. Now it's sitting on 547,000. That is all in one day. Yet people want to promise you fixed returns. For sure, my friend, you are going to triple your money. They even promise you 900% returns. Don't fall for that. That's not how it works. It's a market that drives this thing. Supply and demand drives the value of Bitcoin. Here, when people are selling, they're calling it a year of title deeds. When they are selling, the market drops. Demand is when people want it, they want it, and it just pushes the market up. People just buying. That pushes the price up. Okay. So, and that story does not change for any cryptocurrency. It does not change. Bitcoin Vault is seeing the same thing. Bitcoin Vault started at 18 Rand for one coin in 2019. 18 Rand, one coin, 2019. A few months later, from December 2019, in March, it was already 292 for one coin. So let's look at the same example. So for 1,800 rands, you could get yourself 100 Bitcoins when it was launched. When it was 18 Rand. 100 Bitcoin vaults you can get yourself. Now, imagine a few months later, one Bitcoin vault is now 292, which means your 100 Bitcoins were now worth 29,000 rands. Pioneers, those that had early, got that. What happened? When it went to 8 months later, one Bitcoin vault was 8,500 rands, which means, and I remember that I'm thinking, oh, I should have bought more when it was lower. I should have bought more when it was lower. At that time now, when it's 8,500 rands, 100 Bitcoin vaults are now worth 850,000 rands. But I want to tell you that people who got introduced to Bitcoin Vault already knew Bitcoin, already knew the story of Bitcoin, had already seen Bitcoin go from 9,000 rands down to 3,000 rands and seen it rise again to 300,000 rands. So they understood the fundamentals of Bitcoin Vault and thought there is something in this. So they did not only buy for 1,800 rands, they spent thousands, hundreds of thousands buying Bitcoin Vault. When it hit that price, they were multimillionaires. What did they do? Sold their coins. The whale sold. And in this market, Bitcoin Vault market, there were also a lot of people who were new to crypto and they became panic sellers. They bought when it was there and they watched it go down and they said, I'm not gonna watch my money go down. And they just kept selling and selling and selling. But what I want you to appreciate is when you look at a year-on-year view of Bitcoin Vault from March of 2020 to March of 2021, there was an increase of 218%. But I want you to compare this to what we get in our financial instruments when we get our financial advisors to come in and speak to us about our finances. What do they say to us? The first thing they will say to you is that here are the projections. They will say to you, based on inflation of 5% or 6%, we are projecting this is how this investment is going to go. And you're probably looking at about 5%, 10%, you know, and they will say to you, this is how it performed in the past. And we put in a markup based on what we think inflation would be. And this is what we are projecting it to be. And then they'll say to you, past performance does not guarantee future performance. They tell you that, preparing you that these projections we're showing you are not guaranteed. And then they'll say to you, but with these projections, we're going to give you are going to get a good about 7% per annum. 7% per annum. And you're thinking, oh, thank you, Ms. Financial Advisor, Mr. Financial Advisor, and you buy the product. But when Maggie comes to you in the crypto space and says to you, and you say, but Maggie, how much am I going to get daily? And by the way, your financial advisor told you what you will get per annum, per year, and you are okay with that. When you start talking about crypto, you want people to give you returns per day. Maggie, how much am I going to get per day? Can I withdraw every month? So you start looking for unrealistic results. And guess what? There are people out there willing to listen to you and scam you out of your money. They will guarantee you that every single day, my friend, you are going to get 30%. Every single week, you are going to be withdrawing 30%. Someone came to me and said, they said to me, I must bring in 3,000 rands. In 7 days, it will be 30,000 rands. That was like a 900% return or something in 7 days. And I said, where did they say the money is going to come from? I'm not sure. I think they're trading on my behalf. Have you seen a trader that traded with 3,000, even a million, and then they got 900% returns in 7 days? Now, people are prying on your ignorance and our desperation to make money and our desire and attachment to guaranteed results that even our traditional financial instruments don't give us. So don't fall prey of that, okay? The story does not change. Any cryptocurrency will show you this. I want to actually show it to you in real life. You can go to, I just wanna go to this website and share it with you. That is a website that you should all just take note of, coingecko.com, okay? So on CoinGecko, I want to show you, this is Bitcoin, right? It shows you today, it went, the lowest it was 519. It went as high as 549, that's 1,000, right? There's always going to be 21 million, and we are now sitting on 18 million. So you'll get all this information on CoinGecko. On CoinGecko, it says that there is they've listed 12,700 cryptocurrencies. CoinMarketCap, let's go to CoinMarketCap. They are listing 17,000 cryptocurrencies. They do the same type of job. But let's just go back to CoinGecko. So now, if you go on CoinGecko, come here, you will see this graph. 24 hours, right? 1 day. You don't see a straight line. Look at that. Just yesterday at about 7, right about this time, it was 522. It went lower, 520. It went higher. It went as high as 5. This is 1 day, yet people want to guarantee you things. Let's look at 30 days. In 30 days, we've seen it hit its lowest there. My thing that doesn't want to stop there. You know, but the point is that it's always fluctuating. Its all-time high was 1 million. 1 million. It's now gone down. In the past 2 months, it's gone down 49% in 2 months. That is how volatile this thing is. But over 8 years, it has gone up 80,000%. 80,000% it's gone up in 8 years. Where have you put your money today? And how much has it grown? That is what the power of cryptocurrency can do. but it is not overnight. You see, in 2013, it was 600 rands for one Bitcoin. Now, let's take you back to, let me show you an opportunity in Bitcoin Vault, right? I'm going to search for Bitcoin Vault there. You may say there's missed opportunities in Bitcoin. With Bitcoin Vault, you still have an opportunity to own a lot of coins. Hold them for 10 years. Hold them for 10 years. See what you now know the fundamental analysis. Hold it for 10 years and see what happens. Let's look at Bitcoin Vault. Don't be confused. There's that other one Bitcoin. It must be the one with this gold symbol. One Bitcoin Vault now is 70 Rand. For 1,000 Rand, you can get more than 10. Hold them for 10 years. What if the price gets to where Bitcoin is? If you had 10 Bitcoins today and one Bitcoin is 500,000 rands, you're a millionaire. Do you see that? Now, look at that as well. Look at it. Let's go back. There's the all-time high I was telling you about. It's gone down 99%, almost over a year. Don't you see an opportunity now? Even today, even in its lowest, it's still fluctuating. It was 68 Rand at some point, now it's 71 Rand. 7 days, its all-time high was 88 Rands. Trading volume, this is also important, right? Trading volume tells you if there's the market, are there people buying and selling this thing? That's very important. If the trading volume is too low, you might not even want to go into that coin because it means there's no demand for it. Nobody's doing anything with this coin. So it's over 1 million in 24 hours. So these are the kind of things you look out for. So if you look there, there's a lot of cryptocurrencies on there. Let's just go back to coins. Some people just say, I'm just going to look at the top 5. Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, Binance Coin, or the top 10. USDC, ADA is a good one. Cardano is a good one to look at. Solana is a good one. Ripple. You see, if you want to know where to start, I would definitely have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, some Ripple, right? And then Bitcoin Vault, I would take just to keep for long term because I can buy a lot of coins now, still very cheap. Electric cash the same, all right? So I think we have, so yes, the question that I want to answer that people always ask, Maggie, can I withdraw? What does withdrawing mean? And then we're going to close it off with that, right? What does withdrawing mean? Let's show you. You need to understand what it is that you want to achieve out of cryptocurrency. What are you trying to build? A portfolio that will make you money over the long term, or you want to make a quick buck, or whatever it is, right? I mean, a lot of times when we get involved in certain things in crypto, it's because we want to make money quickly. And there are platforms that will allow you, but I don't know of anything that will make you money quickly when you've got little money, right? But let's talk about this. Let me show you this. Let me show you this so that you appreciate what you are doing in the space. So imagine this. This is what withdrawing means. Just want to move this thing out of the way. It's in my way. Okay. This is what withdrawing means. Okay. So let's say you've got 10,000 rands. I'm going to use easy maths so that, because my math is not so excellent. I haven't been in school for a while. Ne? You've got 1,000 rands. Ne? And let's say one Bitcoin is equal to 1,000 rands, one Bitcoin. Okay. And you've got 10,000 rands and you say, I want to buy Bitcoin. So for 10, if one is 1,000 rands, you're going to get 10 Bitcoins. Right? Let's say you bought them through a platform called Luno. So when you look in Luno, it will show you that you've got 10 Bitcoins, and that's approximately 10,000 rands because one Bitcoin is 1,000 rands. You don't have 10,000 rands. You've got 10 Bitcoins. Let's be clear on that. You've got 10 Bitcoins, not 10,000 rands. It only becomes 10,000 rands once you have sold your 10 Bitcoins and one Bitcoin is 1,000 rands. You've got an asset that if you disposed of the asset, if you liquidated your asset, you would get 10,000 rands, right? So let's say the price of one Bitcoin goes up and it's now 2,000 rands. you still have 10 Bitcoins. But when you look in your Luno account, it says if you disposed of these, you would get 20,000 rands. Then you say, Maggie, I want to withdraw my profit. Okay. Withdrawing your profit means that you must sell Bitcoin. You're not going to take 10,000 rands out and say, I took 10,000, I came with 10,000, I still have 10 Bitcoins. No. You are going to sell an asset. If you are saying, I'm going to take 10,000 rands out, I'm going to withdraw what I invested. You don't just withdraw, you sell your coins, you dispose of your asset. So it means that if one Bitcoin is 2,000 rands and I want to withdraw 10,000 rands, I must sell 5 of my coins and I will be left with 5 Bitcoins and I will have my bag of money that has got 10,000 rands now. Whether it's in your bank or whatever it is. Now you've got 10,000 rands in your bank. But when you look on your Luno app, you've got 5 Bitcoins. They have reduced, right? And when you look at it, because one Bitcoin is 2,000 rands, it will show you that you've got, if you were to sell those 5 as well, you would get 10,000. Because the price of Bitcoin keeps going up and down, you may look the next day and find that it is now 1,000 rands for one Bitcoin, or it is 500 rands for one Bitcoin. If it's 500 rands for one Bitcoin, you would still have 5 coins. However, when you look, if you sold your coins at that time, you will only have 2,500 rands. So it is up to you as to when do you want to buy, when do you want to sell. Let's say the price goes down to 500 rands and you say, but you know what? I need to pay Bani 2,500. I might as well sell my Bitcoin or withdraw, because you want to say, I might as well go and withdraw from my Bitcoin. Your withdrawal would mean that you must sell these coins and withdraw your 2,500 rand. So every time you are saying you are withdrawing Bitcoin, you are reducing your asset base. So you may get down to 0. You may have been taking profits, because some people will say, okay, it's 10,000 rands, and I'm going to wait until I double that. And let's say the price of Bitcoin it was at this one, right? 10,000, and you had 5 coins. And the price of Bitcoin, let's say at that time, you've got 5 coins, it goes up again, it doubles. Now it is 2,000 for one coin. No, let's say 4,000 for one coin. 4,000 for one coin, and then you see your 5 coins are now worth 20,000 again, and then you're saying, oh, I'm going to take out 10,000 rands. You must sell this, and you're going to get 2.5 left, and you're going to sell 2.5 and get your 10,000. So this keeps going down every time you are withdrawing. So if you are about creating a sustainable, let me just clear everything here. If you are about wanting to grow your crypto, it's not about withdrawing. It's about putting in more money, putting in more money. Understand that when I withdraw, yes, the price of the coin can go up and I still make profit, but I get less and less coins. I hope that was clear. So the idea really, I always have show this video. Let me just quickly show it and then we close off. Here's this one. Yeah. This is the idea. Yeah, to stop this. I want to share this one. Okay. Here's the idea. Once you're collecting more and more and more, you only make money when you get a lot of accumulating over and over and over again. The more cryptocurrency coins you have, the more money you will have when the value goes up. So you are better positioned if you can collect more and more and more cryptocurrency coins. Then use them to do life. Pay off your debt, go on holiday, buy your dream car, buy your dream house. And without having to spend more money from your own pocket, get more cryptocurrency coins, and get more cryptocurrency coins, and get more cryptocurrency coins, and the value goes up again, you have more money. That is how real wealth is created. That is how you should create wealth. That is how many people are creating their wealth, and you are better positioned if you join them. Okay, so so there's different ways in which people collect cryptocurrency. It's buy and hold, it's trading, it's mining as well. And a lot of people were asking me about the mining as well. And I said, the mining has really struggled in the last couple of months because of China and Kazakhstan being the biggest mining places, and there've been a bit of unrest in both places. But mining is by far one of the easier ones in terms of just being comfortable in your own skin and not worrying, just collecting coins and hodling them. Collecting and hodling without necessarily going in every month and saying, I want to buy coins, I want to buy coins. And some platforms that do mining, for example, when I was doing mining, I was mining with the company that allowed me to also earn money in cryptocurrency, but I had to work for that. And that's where a lot of us made a lot of money, because you find that you can only afford, let's say, 10,000 rands, and you want to be, because you want to do life. So you want to be taking money out to pay for school fees, to go on holiday. And you saw that when you do that, you are withdrawing. And when you withdraw, the number of coins keep going down. So I was involved in a company that allowed me to work. And when I work, I got paid in crypto. And that is beautiful, because then I don't have to take out more money, because my investment was with them. And then in that space, I was allowed to even find something like that allows you to earn in cryptocurrencies. Staking is another way of earning in cryptocurrency. Once you've bought your Cardano, you've bought your Solana, you've bought those coins and you're hodling them. Don't just leave them in your exchange wallets. Go to platforms like Binance that will allow you to stake them, which means you'll get even more coins without you spending more money. Those are the kind of opportunities you are looking for, to say, even if I've put in so little, I want to compound how it works. You go to Binance, you've got your Cardano, you stake it for 6 months. When it matures, you see that, okay, I've gained half an ADA, or whatever it is. And then you just take that again and just stake it again. And so you are earning money on money. You want to be looking for opportunities like that, right? So, but that is beyond the scope of this training. We need to come to an end. So now, a lot of people have already sent me their messages saying, Max, can we keep in touch? You are more than welcome to keep in touch. Send me your messages. I'll give you a Facebook group to join, and then we can start talking about, you can just share with me. I'm not going to push you for anything, but you can just say with me, Maggie, I want to start my portfolio. Where can I start? I can show you different things. I can just say, I don't know, or I did this. I can only show, I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, so I can only share what I have done, and it's up to you to decide whether that will work for you or not. Right, and then one thing that I promised all of you was that you are going to get your certificates, and I'm excited about that. And at this time, I really get to enjoy, let me just make sure that people can unmute themselves, to enjoy just seeing, let me just make sure that people can unmute yourself. Yeah. So what I want to say to each person who is here, I've got some people in here. Let me see if I still have people on YouTube. Let me just quickly go to the YouTube one. We still have some people on YouTube. I want to say to you guys, I appreciate the fact that you took this so seriously, that you saw it till the end. Our group has got more than 200 people in it. And you are the people, let me just stop this. You are the people that committed yourself to seeing this till the end. And I hope it was really worth your while. And one thing that they say about success is that the first rule for success is just for you to show up. And you showed up, right until the end. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate the fact that you took it so seriously. And I really wish you all the best. And let's just celebrate each other. And let's just celebrate the fact that we gain some knowledge. It might not make you a millionaire today, but it will help you to make the right decisions that will start leading you towards you getting your financial freedom. And I bless everyone in here really with real financial freedom. And may you be delivered and protected from the scams out there. And having said that, let us just do our certificates. You know, when we do the certificates, I always say to the team, can we just celebrate the African way? It's the last time we're together, right? Let's make a noise, let's go wild. And my kids, when we go for their, what do you call these awards evenings, right? Not being an African mom, I can't just be sitting there and your child has got A's, ne? And then you are just I ululate and I make a noise and I'm that mother, you see something, how's my boy? And I just do my thing. And I ululate, and my kids will say, Ish, mama, you are embarrassing us. But I'm celebrating the African way. So celebrate yourself for doing this. And the days when I don't do it, ne? I say, hey, my kids are saying I'm embarrassing them. Let me keep quiet. How? When I come out, mama, we did not hear you. So they actually do love hearing it. Anyway, so let's do this. Right, enjoy it. When you see your name, clap, make a noise, scream, call your father, call your brother, call your uncle, call your husband, and have fun. Let's do this. Let me just find your certificates. Okay, there we go. I'll just first see if they're coming up on YouTube. I don't want my YouTubers to be left behind, not just because they are not in. Let me just do this. Where is the classroom? I've lost our classroom. Ooh. Oh, yeah, got it. Okay. Let's go to YouTube. Are we ready? Let's see what they're seeing. What's showing up on the YouTube class? Okay. Go.
Thank you so much.
can tell her something. Can make message me come get that man. PQRS not well. Guys. Are you there?
Thank you very much, Jasmine G. Thank you very much, Jasmine G.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Wow, this is so nice. To the moon. We are going.
Huh?
And that is where we are at. And wow, you know, when it comes to this time, it means we are done. And let me just share this last slide with you. Just hold on, let me just do this. Okay, so this is it. This is, yeah, there we go. So we have come to the end of the journey, and is it learning the basics of cryptocurrencies in 7 days? That is just the beginning. You just know what cryptocurrency is now. And Les Brown says it's up to you. Every passing moment is another chance to turn around. So what you're going to do from now is really up to you. You said that. I want to say thank you to everybody. And what you should be expecting now is that today, I'm hoping that I'll get through all of it. There's so many of you. I think I've got about 82 certificates. What I'm going to do is that I am going to be sending all of you your certificates individually in your WhatsApp. Okay, so it will get directly to you in your WhatsApp. I appreciate you. I thank you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you and give you his peace. And we will meet again on WhatsApp. Oh, sorry, are there any questions? Ooh, what kind of a teacher am I? Are there any questions? No questions, we're all good, right? Right. Oh, it's my absolute pleasure.
So this is Maggie. Can I send them on the group? I do have a few questions. Can I just write them on the group?
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you. I'll do so.
On the group, or you can send me a private message. It's fine.
Hi, Mick. Hi, Mickey.
Yay.
I just want to say this is priceless, and you have convinced us of the myths that we see outside there. You have done it so well. You have presented it so well, and we believed in the myth. This is done this way. This is done this way. But we thank you for being so selflessly giving to us. You are the superstar of the day. You are the superstar in our lives. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll keep on doing the right thing now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you took the web out of our eyes. We've been so blinded. We've been blinded by these myths we hear outside there about this cryptocurrency thing. But now we know better now. And we won't let you down. We'll do as you say. We'll hold on. We'll do the hodler. What do you say? It's hodling.
Hodling. You're hodling.
We are going to do it. Thank you very much. We love you, and you've been so selflessly giving to us. And we want to say you are the superstar.
It's my absolute pleasure. Let's you know, the thing is cryptocurrency thrives on adoption. That's why I like talking about it, because the more people know it and understand it, right, the more this thing is going to grow, you know, and the more it grows, the more money we're going to make. But if we keep scamming people, people are going to run away from crypto, and then it's not going to grow, you know?
Yes.
So that's why we need to be educated. Let's just I'll share the link to the next class. Invite people to come and learn about crypto. Don't join it again. So when I share the link, don't rejoin. Make space for other people, and let's just all learn together, really. Yeah.
Thank you, Becky.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'll send you your certificates. Have a super one. Good night.
Thank you, Sis Meg. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.
Good
Bye.
everyone. Sis Maggie.
This thing doesn't want to end. Where is the button?